Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 16th real grade and the first real grade kit to ever come out that is not associated with Gundam. This is the Evangelion Unit 1. This was announced. I was curious. I was very, very curious how would this work in real grade. Let's have a look and see what we got. Open up the box, you get a lot of different colored plates. Standard gray, purples, bright orange, yellowish, neon greens, silvers, reds. I mean, lots of colors. You get this one M plate that is pretty much all the colors on one plate. One of the most, elaborate, extravagant plates I've ever seen. So, those yellows and greens and blacks and whites. I mean, it is just really over the top on this particular plate, and it's really cool to look at and build. It's like, how do they do that? I don't know, but it's still awesome. When you're building it, you have the S2 engine. You will never see this once the kit is complete, but it's still in the center chest where it should be. I appreciate detail like that. I really like when you're building it and you have that little piece there that no one's ever going to see unless you build it or watch a review where some big hairy guy does. Anyway, building the spine on this thing. It really does feel like you're building a back on this. Link one after the other, so you get lots of movement out of it. This is fairly common for real grade. One issue is it hurts. There's some really sharp, painful parts on this, so be careful. This kit bites back. Considering it's an Eva, it probably should. But lots of usability. You can see you can move side to side, up, down, anywhere you want. No real problem. You get the silver metallic stickers. You got stickers throughout this thing that really add to it. But yeah, posability abound with this thing. Balance, and we'll get to that. It's staring at you, I know. Get more of the armor on. The interesting thing about this kit, among other interesting things, see you have a little latch here. The neck actually moves forward. At the time I thought, now how am I going to get the entry plug in there? I'll show you later. The neck moves forward so it'll all plug in. I thought this was a mistake. I didn't realize it at the time. But as you're building this thing, it really gets a little creepy in the fact that it feels like you're putting muscle tendons on top of the skeleton. Putting on the head, you can see the eyes there. That's one of those multicolored pieces. You get the white eyes, so there's no sticker for the eyes. It's got the red underneath for the mouth. The headpiece. It really is extremely well done and perfectly proportioned. And I said perfectly. I didn't quite know how they're going to, even this out in like real grade style, but it's perfectly proportioned. The chest piece there, with you see the silver and the red, that's a little loose. When I was putting it on, it fell off a couple of times. Eventually, it did stick, but I wouldn't be shocked if that pops off again later. Jaw opens up, red mouth inside, no painting. You can see the horn on the front there. That's with the green. There's no stickers there. That green is one of those multicolored molded parts. And put the armor on. Like I said, when you're building this thing, it feels like you're putting muscle tendons on instead of armor. You're building a skeleton, and then you're putting muscle tendons that look like armor. And if that sounds creepy, it's because it is. And that's what I mean, those parts there. That part feels like it wants to pop off. It's loose, and I had to reattach it a couple of different times. But I think as you build the kit, it gets tighter. Because at the end of the day, when I finished it all, it didn't want to pop off. You can see the skeletal leg. It looks like a bone. It kind of looks like a bone. And then the armor looks like tendons on a leg. That is so cool and so creepy. But cool. And here is Armless Eva, and yes, that's also terrifying. He wears Nikes, apparently. Big purple shoes with the orange bottoms. I'm sure Nike's made an Eva shoe by now, because they've made a shoe of everything else. And yeah, without the arms, it's a little messed up. Now, decals. Decals are a little hit or miss on this kit. Some look really nice. There's a lot of pinstriping on this thing. But honestly, there's nothing really spectacular about them. You wouldn't even notice them unless I pointed them out to you. So if you want to skip decals altogether, more power to you. I don't think it's a terrible idea. Putting the arms on, interesting enough, usually when I build an Ava kit, the binders on the shoulders are connected to the arms. Not in this case. They are actually connected to the shoulders themselves. You get all these extra hands, trigger finger hands, fists, open style hands, running hands, knife hands, spread hands. So in terms of hands, you get every kind you could want and maybe a couple more. See, I got the shoulder binders on them. They got these big giant stickers that go over it. And there's so much bumps underneath, air bubbles form. They look nice, yet they don't. So like I said, if you chose to skip the decals altogether, I wouldn't exactly say you're wrong. But take what you will. Balance is a little wonky, but it's nothing terrible. As you're moving him and posing him, things get a little weird. There is one flaw in this kit, and that is the hips. The hips come loose all the time. There's a little twisting action that locks them into place, but as you're moving the legs, that comes undone a lot. Accessories, not a whole lot here. Get the entry plug, you get the cable, you get 4 knives, 2 open, 2 closed, and you get the rifle. There is a deluxe version of this kit, which comes with the launching sled and a few more accessories. I got the standard version, but if you want the deluxe version, you get more stuff with it. I really like the rifle. Usually when I do Ava kits, the rifle is just a block of plastic and it isn't that cool looking. This time it's very nice, multicolored, stickers on there. You get lots of detail work. You could look at that gun a long time. The knives are, and the cable I don't particularly like at all, but I never liked the cables on Ava kits. Here's what I was talking about earlier. You got to move the head and neck forward, which allows it to open all the way up, and then you can put the entry plug inside. So I was really concerned, how am I going to fit the entry plug in there? Well, you got to move the neck forward, you moron. But anyway, knife, holding all the accessories isn't an issue. They weigh nothing. You can see the trigger hands just link right around the weapon. Posing them, you can get into any kind of pose you want, but like I said, those hips pop out all the time. So you're probably going to find one pose you like. You're not going to move it around that much. This ain't like a Revoltech, where you can just change the pose on a whim. Well, you can, but it's a little more complicated than that. Get them down to the kneeling position with the rifle. I think that's all I have in my collection, but maybe I'll change it. There's lots of options here. You can do all sorts of things, and like I said, the proportions are perfect, and the detail on this thing is superb. Gratuitous size comparison. There is the Awakened Ava I did a review of last year, and that is an Ava action figure on the left. Gotta get some size comparison. You can see what I meant about the scale. He looks right. The other Avas, especially the one on the right, looks a little too big and bulky. Avas are supposed to be slim, and they're not linebackers. They're kind of slim and like a skinny human wearing a suit of armor, a weird suit of armor. And that's what this Ava looks like to me. Next to a standard real grade, here's the last real grade I reviewed, the new Gundam. Granted, he's up high, but you can see more or less the same size. The new Gundam is a big real grade. The Ava's about the same size with the shoulders. It's a little bit bigger. Final thoughts on this kit. I'm giving this kit a thumbs up. I like this kit as it was a fun build. It was something new and different. And for a guy who builds a lot of model kits, new and different is always a welcome sight. I like the design. I love the detail. Posability is excellent. Balance is okay, not great, not terrible. The hips are a bit of a problem. I think that's something they can correct for future releases. I think we're going to see more Avas come out of this line. Shocking, I know. I think they've already announced the Unit 2, and I'm sure Unit 3 and other Avas will come out after that, because this wouldn't be that difficult to alter to other kits. If you want the deluxe edition, it comes with more stuff and its own stand. More power to you. I like this version. I'm happy with what I got. The accessories are okay, but the kit itself, really, really solid. A really, really fun and interesting build. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, please ask them. I will answer them as best I can. Please stay tuned for more. I always have more reviews coming. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, and one more thing. Oh, this is nice. Everything's a cake now. Where exactly am I? Oh, great. The song. Good. There's still some unresolved things here. How do I get home? What do I eat? Do I eat the cake? Was Ray my mom? Or a clone? Or hell, was this all in my mind? What's an Ava? Is that sort of a Freudian thing? Or am I real? Oh, hell. Does the bus come through here? I mean, you'd like to go home now, but... Oh, God. Where's home? Okay. I mustn't run away. I mustn't run away. Okay, I got that. Good. Now, let's analyze that. If I were to run away, where the truck would I go? I'm on a cake. Is this how you end a review? I mean, is this... Where do we go from here? Okay, the next review better sure as hell make up for this, because I'm telling you right now, I'm stuck on a cake. You ran out of icing too, didn't you, you bastards?